Listen to me, Blake Lively. Tap out, call uncle right now. Please take my advice. I don't feel like I am like Octagon side, UFC fight. And you're like, oh my gosh, is this guy's neck gonna get snapped? Please just tap out. Be done with this. Ref, please call Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds out. Just call this out. Because I'm telling you, they are not going to win this.
Parties and courts meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing. This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
A world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon.
The lawyer also wrote a website that was put out this weekend saying Blake's lawyer also complained about Justin Baldoni's new website dedicated to the case, telling the judge they think this is improper. Brian Friedman, his lawyer, defended this, saying that Blake's team is doing the same thing, citing the New York Times article where Blake first made her sexual harassment claims against Justin. He says the paper only gave Justin 12 hours.
In just 90 minutes, Justin Baldwin defeated Blake Lively in his first major court battle. And trust me when I say that it completely rocked Blake and her legal team. Was this the final decision? No, but under the current circumstances, Blake is in real trouble. And it was a big step in the right direction. Here's the rundown in case you haven't been listening. In a shocking $250 million lawsuit, Blake Lively accused Justin Baldwin of sexual harassment, but Justin wasn't going to take it lying down. He instead filed a $400 million lawsuit in retaliation, accusing Blake of extortion and slander.
Director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and...
Now they're finally in court, and believe me, this is shaping up to be one of the messiest Hollywood legal battles we've seen in a while. The moment the court session started, Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, walked in like he was ready to go war, and let me tell you, this dude was on a mission. The severity of Blake's assaults clearly shocked his legal team, and who can really blame him? It's the same man who publicly vowed to keep suing Blake until his death. And it was clear from his demeanor in the courtroom that he meant every word. Blake's lawyers tried to use a gag order to keep him quiet since they were so afraid, but the court wasn't having any of it today, darling.
The judge chose to not impose the gag order on Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, today, but did threaten to move up the trial if the media press war.
The court scolded Blake's team, pointing out that it would be manifestly unfair to try to silence Friedman, when her own lawyers had been just as outspoken in the media. Justin's team then won their first victory of the day, but wait, it gets worse for Blake. Blake's attorneys persisted in criticizing Friedman's overbearing talk, claiming that his many interviews and media appearances were making it difficult for them to keep tabs on events and respond quickly.
The lawyer does not like Brian Friedman and says he's being way too chatty about this case to the public, giving them little wiggle room to respond in the court of the public opinion.
Blake's team took it to the internet when they saw that Justin Baldoni wasn't only battling this in court. When Blake's attorneys discovered that Justin had created a website just for the case, where he intended to publish supporting documentation such as video receipts and court documents, they became enraged. He was always on to the next bombshell, before they could react to anything he said, leaving them rushing to stay up to date. However, was the judge concerned? He ended the dispute altogether, letting Friedman speak freely on the matter. This was Blake's second loss.
Baldoni's team launched a new website over the weekend, featuring an amended legal complaint and a 168-page timeline of events, including newly released text messages allegedly sent between the embattled stars of It Ends With Us, as well as Lively's husband, actor Ryan Reynolds. One alleged text from Reynolds to Baldoni expresses his excitement about It Ends With Us, writing, "This is going to be incredible. I happen to adore you, Justin."
Blake's crew felt that this was totally out of place, but Friedman wasn't going to allow them get away with it. He returned to remind everyone that the person who went to the media was Blake Lively. When she initially made her claims public, she went to the New York Times, and guess what? Before the story was taken down, she only gave Justin 12 hours to reply. His reputation was harmed by the narrative that was published before he could even speak.
The lawyer also wrote a website that was put out this weekend saying Blake's lawyer also complained about Justin Baldoni's new website dedicated to the case, telling the judge they think this is improper. Brian Friedman, his lawyer, defended this, saying that Blake's team is doing the same thing, citing the New York Times article where Blake first made her sexual harassment claims against Justin. He says the paper only gave Justin 12 hours
In a clear attempt to avoid Fredman, Blake's attorneys begged the judge to let her select the person who would question her during the deposition. However, the judge denied their request, stating that Blake had no say in who deposes her. This was the day's greatest setback. Why couldn't Justin use the media to advocate for herself if Blake could? The judge once again sided with Justin after Fredman made that point extremely plain.
Miss Lively has made it clear that Miss Lively does not want Mr. Friedman to be the attorney who takes her deposition. We are unaware of any situation that would warrant the deposed party to have a choice in which attorney takes her deposition. Parties to litigation simply do not have the right to decide which of the other opponent's attorneys may or may not take their deposition or perform any other aspects of the opposing party's case. And essentially, the judge agreed and told her lawyer that she does not get to choose who deposes her.
And it had a severe effect on her legal team. Since, let's face it, they know exactly what it means, you could see the frustration on their faces. A deposition is when someone is questioned under oath and anything they say can be used in court, for those who might not know. Thus, it's evident that Blake Lively isn't ready to take on Fredman, and considering how strongly Blake's team has been attempting to prevent her from doing so, let's take a time to consider why. Why is Blake Lively so terrified of a deposition if she really believes her accusations? Why does she treat Fredman like the boogeyman and shun him? Shouldn't she be glad to sit down, respond to the questions, and allow the facts speak for themselves? If she is speaking the truth? Rather, her legal team is using every possible justification to prevent Fredman from seeing her.
Listen to me, Blake Lively. Tap out, call uncle right now. Please take my advice. I don't feel like I am like Octagon side, UFC fight. And you're like, oh my gosh, is this guy's neck gonna get snapped? Please just tap out, be done. Be done with this. Ref, please call Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds out. Just call this out. Because I'm telling you, they are not going to.
By the end of the hearing, it was obvious who had prevailed since Justin had gained another win when the court refused to accept their plea. Following each argument, Blake's team lost, while Justin and his team raised their hands in victory.
We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence in a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Additionally, the judge clarified that the two claims have been combined into a single case, preventing a protracted legal battle. Rather, it will be an intense struggle in the courtroom, and guess what? The trial will take place in March 2026, unless they can come to a deal before then. But let's face it, Blake will be in big trouble if this case gets to trial. Furthermore, remember that this is a fight for public opinion as much as it is for legal rights. The website indicates that Justin isn't backing down, which is really some next-level thinking, even if he is out here stacking all the receipts to make sure he has all the evidence he needs to clear his name and turn the tables on her. Blake's perfect image is suffering greatly, and although some followers continue to stand behind her, others are starting to wonder why. The real question is whether Blake should swallow her pride and apologize before she digs herself into a deeper hole, because if she doesn't find a way out of this, she could be facing a $400 million price tag to Justin Baldoni. In all of this, where is Ryan Reynolds? They will be severely impacted if his wife loses, since their combined net wealth is $400 million. Before the court sweeps the floor with her, perhaps Blake should step back and attempt to patch things up. Let's be honest, even with all of Ryan's money, losing this lawsuit would alter everything. It's not just about the money if she loses. She also loses her reputation, credibility, and any future prospects of being regarded seriously. Although Hollywood enjoys a good controversy, it also prefers a victor, and Justin is now in charge. But there's no denying that this legal war is far from over.